Hello friends, this is Sharon from Mad Paper Crush. Welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a little thrifting haul for you, and then also kind of an unboxing of some trims and things that I got from BohoTree. So I was going to do that today, and we could just chat about some wonderful things that I found at an antique store nearby. They're finally opening back up near me, and I was very excited to be able to get out and do some shopping for some junk journal supplies. So the first thing that I wanted to show you was I found this beautiful lace, and I think it's about 3 yards worth, but I just think it is beautiful, and it would make a beautiful pocket or belly band, or even part of a journal cover or something like that. But I couldn't pass this one up because it was so pretty. And then this I found too, and the funny thing was when I saw it, it was in a bag, and I didn't even open up the bag because I saw the outside of it and thought this was another, bit of lace too. And there's so much here. You can see how much is there. But when I took it out of the bag, it's actually a stretchy elastic, which I think is fun. So it wasn't what I expected, but I am still going to use it for some of my projects. I still think it's very pretty. It's kind of a light tan color that I think is very vintage looking there. So I'm excited to use that. And then I also got, now this was kind of a silly thing, but there was some local ephemera from a city that's very close to us. So this was from a meat packer that was near us. So you can see that this was sort of a label from a smoked ham stick. So I thought I liked the colors, and I love that they had these old stickers inspected by the Department of Agriculture, numbers, which I love, and then even some more stickers. And these look very 70s to me, 1970s. And then it had this fun tag that I thought would be cute to decorate with some other things that would go somewhere in a journal. And then also it had this pad of paper, these little happy summer sweepstakes. And I just loved sort of the sentiment there. Frank's keep everybody happy. And I just thought it was neat because it is from a town nearby where I live, Allentown, PA. So I thought that was fun. So I picked those up. It was inexpensive because they're not real old, but I just thought they were a lot of fun, and I'll be able to use them in some of my journals. And then the next thing I found were these little Victorian cutouts, and I'm not sure if anybody knows what these are for, or how they were used. I would be very interested to know, but I'm not going to take them all out, and looks like they're very fragile. But I just thought they were so interesting. This is a pack of birds. So, and they're kind of textured. I don't know if you can see them. Once I put them all out here, I'll try to zoom in on them so you can see them a little bit better. But I just like this one is like a parrot with some palm fronds around him. And this one looks like, ooh, his foot is falling off there. But I just thought these were so interesting. And here, I'll zoom in on them, see if I can get a little bit better picture for you. But you can see how neat they are. And I just thought that these would make great little pieces for collage and things like that. So I'm just going to move them off to the side because I want to put them back in the bag very carefully. And then this is another bag of kind of the same thing, except it was fruit, and I love this one. So this one has, let's see if we can show you here. There's some raspberries and some grapes. Oops. And these look like maybe plums. I'm not sure. And maybe I think these are peaches here. And more berries. I just love these. I think these would be great in a journal. And this was like a duplicate there. So, but these are some of the other things that I found, and I'm not sure what kind of fruit these are, but I love those. I'll put those in the middle here. And then some bigger ones of a plum, and looks like an apple there, some peaches there, and maybe some, I'm not sure if these are, I'm not sure what those are called. So let's see if you can see those pretty good. Here, I'll just move them up a little bit so you can see those. So if anybody knows what these are, I would love to know, because they're just so interesting, and they're textured too. So they're like, you know, cutouts. So you can see the holes in there. They almost look like, you know, die cuts, but vintage. So I would love to know anybody's thoughts on those if you know. So, okay. The next thing I found was this box of Devon Lace. It says Devon Lace on it. And it has, the box says that it's, let's see, 40 cocktail napkins. So I think this is the original box that these came in, but I don't think these are original to the box. So these also came in this box, and they're little paper coasters, but I thought they would be perfect for doing some decoupage maybe, or just, you know, adding them in as decorations. So there's a whole bunch of those, but I think they're really cute. I like the way they look with all the colors. But then this I found inside the box. I thought these were amazing. So these are paper napkins, but look at how amazing they are when they're opened up. I mean, aren't those just stunning? That's amazing. I think they would be really cool to try to use to do some tea dyeing, but I don't know how that would work, and I might be a little bit afraid to do that since these are paper as well. But there was a couple of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them total. But I just thought they were absolutely amazing. And this one, you can see when I opened it up, is very yellow on the one side compared to the other. But I just thought they were beautiful. Okay, then the next thing I found was, I'm always on the lookout for books, and I love interesting covers. So this one is The Shuttle by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and I loved the cover with the woman on the front there in color. I thought that was really pretty, and I basically just got it for the cover, because as you can see, this one, the cover is actually starting to pull away on both sides, so it's not in great condition. The book block is definitely on its way out, I think. And I don't even know, I wanted it for the cover, so I didn't even really look to see if there were any illustrations or anything in the book, which I don't think that there is. Just from a quick flip through here, I don't think I see anything. But these pages are really lovely for doing some collage and some projects with. And there's some interesting, something spilled on here, looks like. Almost looks like oil maybe. I'm not sure this is regular foxing. It looks like something got on there, but it still looks pretty interesting, I think. All right. And then I'm always on the lookout for cabinet cards. So I found these cabinet cards, and a lot of times, like you can see, these are different. Like some cabinets cards are very thick. So like it almost looks like they might have meant to been put in inside an additional frame, possibly, because there's nothing on the back either that would make them, you know, interesting. But some of them, like this one, has a decorative edge here, and also kind of a neat thing on the back, you know, that kind of goes through the whole gallery, where it was, you know, taken. It even has a little advertisement for additional copies, 12 for $1.50 from 1893. So I thought that was kind of neat as well. And Bethlehem is also a town nearby where I live, so having something local is kind of cool. And then it excuse me, it also has the photographer at the bottom there. So even though this picture isn't the greatest, it looks like it's definitely faded, like it has been displayed in a cabinet with maybe the sun hitting it or something. I just thought it was kind of an interesting card itself, especially with all the decorative edging and things like that on it. And then these other ones, they're all very similar, but they are different, a couple of different photographers. So they're not all from the same place. But I liked the pictures. So I loved this one of this girl standing there. It's very interesting to wonder why her hand is either behind her back or on her hip. I'm not sure. It seems kind of like a pose that you don't necessarily see that often in these old cards. Usually, you know, they're much more like this, where, you know, he's standing with his hands both showing, you know, next to a chair or something like that. So I just thought that was cool. And these are from the same photographer, so maybe they're brother and sister. I'm not sure, but I thought that was kind of neat. And then this one, if you know my millinery kit, you know I love hats. So I just thought her hat was very cool, and she's got some neat glasses on there as well. And I loved the top of her dress there. Looked like a very interesting pattern on her there. And this one's from Hazleton, which is also nearby to me. And then this one I just thought was a very cool picture of a baby, but I also liked the decorative border around this one. It's very intricate around there too. So that's my cabinet cards that I got. And then the next couple things are mostly papers. So I found this, and it was in a bag, so I didn't know what it was on the inside, but of course, I saw this and just thought it was very interesting. I also think it's very cool the way this thing is bound. So you can see the boards here on the side are connected like with some fabric there to hold the whole thing together. And, I'm assuming that makes it easier to, fold things up or something like that. But I just kind of thought it was a neat binding the way that was done there. And then when you open it, these are relief committee reports for the Slatington Lodge. So I wasn't sure exactly what that was, but if you look at the different fields they have for each of these forms, you can see that, it's who the relief was given to, reported to, by, a sickness, attended by, what their benefits were. So it seems like, there were sick people in this lodge, so their membership had a relief committee to give those people relief. So I just thought that was interesting. And it looks like these are from like 1909. So this is dated May 4th, 1909. And as you go through them, you can see some of the different sicknesses that are listed here. And the funny thing is, I don't know, this sickness here is called dropsy. And I think I've heard of that. I'm sure there's a more modern name for whatever dropsy is. So if you know what that is, leave me a comment down below, because I thought that was kind of a cool thing to see there. Dropsy. And this person looks like they passed away in 1909 there. But I just thought this was really neat. Most of them are all filled out. I found a couple that were blank, which I thought was kind of neat too. That might be a cool little, ephemera piece to have in a journal or something like that. So, and these are all done in pencil, which I think is kind of neat too. So I had to have that. I thought that was very cool. All right. And the next thing is I found this big pack. It's like, I don't even know how many of them, but it's a giant pack of receipts, a material receipt from the Pennsylvania Water and Power Company. But I loved the numbers. So if you know anything about me, I love numbers. And this is receipt number and has the numbers there. And I just thought these were really cool. And these are from the 40s, 1944, it looks like. But I thought they were fun. And I love old office papers. And these had some neat stamps on the back as well, received stamps. So let me see if I can find a good one for us to look at together. This one's pretty dark, but you can see the received there, and it has the date. And then I thought this was cool. It has like a time. So from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., you could even mark a time with a little arrow. So some of the arrows are at 9 a.m., some of this one's right before 8 o'clock, it looks like. So I thought that was kind of interesting that you could even, see what time things were received here. So I thought those were pretty neat. I think I'm going to put this back under here. Okay, and then I found these all came together, and this was like this looks like from the accounting department. So they have an invoice that's dated December 4th, 1912, And here's the invoice for McGraw-Hill Book Company. And they bought something for $1. And I'm not sure exactly what it was. Darius Stadia Tables. I'm not sure. Maybe it was some sort of form or I don't know, something like that. But I thought that was kind of cool. And this is from 1912. And then here's the receipt. And then they even had the check, you know, that they had written. So it's not the actual check, but it's like the, you know, the check register there. So you can see the Fidelity Trust Company will pay to the order of. They could write in the check number there and a neat little typewriter of how much they spent. And then you can kind of see, let me see if I can show this. So they have these numbers or these holes that are punched. I don't even know how that would work, but you can see here, maybe you can. It says paid in the holes right there. And then down below here is like a little plus and a 1 and a plus and a 2 and then 13. So I think that this is a date. So since this was December 26, 1912, it may have been stamped or punched on January 2nd, 1913, I'm thinking. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, I just thought this was really, really kind of neat to see all these things right together there. All right, and then the second last thing I have is this gorgeous receipt book from J.A. Trimble and Company, Fruit and Produce. So this is an entire book, and it's looks like from the 1920s. So you can see it has 192 there that you can mark in. This is also from Bethlehem, which is near me. But it's an entire book of blank receipts. And of course, once again, the numbers, you know, I love, love, love the numbers. So you can see 1833, the numbers in there are really cool. And it looks like these are in duplicate. So I don't know if they, like if I would write on it, if it would actually come through. I'm not sure this is the paper that does that. But I'll have to test that and maybe see if it does that. But I just thought that was really cool that they had, you know, duplicate form there and just this really neat pad of paper there. And then the last thing was this printer's stamp that I found. So it's nice and heavy. It's a metal piece on the top of a wood block. And I don't know if you can see it backwards there, but it says, this order was shipped the same date it was received at our factory. So I just really thought that was a little fun sentiment. I can't wait to put some ink on there and give it a try and see how it comes out and see if it works. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that is my findings for today. And now I will show you the unboxing of some of the BohoTree trims that I got. So I can't wait for you to see these next. I had gotten some trims from her, and I just wanted to show you how beautiful they are. So let's start, we'll just start right here from the top. And this beautiful trim with these lovely sequins on, and it's kind of a peach color and some gold threading there around the side. I just love that. I think that was so pretty. And I think this one was on sale when I got it. And then here are some of the other ones, and I can't wait for you to see these. I can't wait to use them. They're just beautiful. So we'll start at the top here. And look at that gorgeous trim there. I love it. It's so, so pretty. And I love how delicate the back is, that you can see right through it. I think that'll be so neat on a journal with some other fabrics showing through or possibly paper showing through. I love the way that looks. And then this one is also very pretty. It doesn't have as much sequining on it, so it's more just threads, but I really like the way that one looks too. That it's a little, the colors are just gorgeous, but it's a little bit plainer, and I kind of like that. So use some different things for different journals. And then this one has kind of the same coloring as this one. There's like reds and greens, so this would probably be a great one for Christmas. But this one has some more sequins on it and is a little bit thicker, more opaque too. So it looks like there's some backing on there that makes it hard to see through, but I'm sure with all this detail work, you kind of need it to be a little bit thicker. But that one's just beautiful too. Okay, and then the last two, let's see if I can pull this whole thing off there. These last two are very thick. I think these are like 3 or 3.5 inches. I'm not sure how wide they are. Whoops. Yeah, 3 inches. 3 inches wide. But these are just stunning. Look at that. This is like a gray color with some darker gray threads in there. But look how beautiful that is. I just love it. And then this one is more of a black, you can see there. And this would be nice in a celestial journal or a Halloween journal or anything you'd want to put it in. But I love that one too. It's beautiful. So I just wanted to, and I will link her Etsy shop down below. She really has some beautiful stuff. And this comes from India, and I received it in, I think it was a little less than 2 weeks. It came so fast. I can't believe how fast it came. And everything was shipped so nice together and packaged so well. So if you're looking for gorgeous trims like this, I definitely recommend her. And she may even be having a sale going on right now. I'm not sure how long that'll be going, but I just wanted to show you those wonderful, lovely things from her store. So thank you all for joining me today. And I hope you're going to make something today that makes your heart sing and you get to do some crafting. And thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye, friends.